Hello everyone and welcome back. So in this video we're gonna keep going using the landmass. So right now we just have this mountain that we're still gonna tweak a little bit, but the mountain's not enough for us to create the environment. So in this video we're gonna take care of that. And talking a little bit about the environment, basically I want to create a very idyllic and bucolic scene. So we're gonna create a lake over here using the water system and also a river. So this river, we're gonna create a valley with a few mountains, and we're gonna place our cottage in some place near to the river to really create this ambience, this idyllic ambience that I'm looking for. And to do that, we're gonna keep using right now the landmass plugin to create the other mountains and create the valleys and so on. And in the next video, we're gonna start using the water system together with the landmass to start shaping better our environment. Okay, so let's start doing that. To create another mountain, we have a few options. So we could go back to the landscape mode and then go to the blueprint to find our landmass again, find this custom brush landmass, and then create another landmass. And we could go here and start creating a few other points. And later, when you have enough points, we could go in the properties of the landmass that we just created and start manipulating these properties to create the mountain with the shape that makes sense for our project. And you can do that and it will work, no problem, but there is a faster way. And usually when you have a faster way, you're gonna choose this one because it's gonna save you some time. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna delete this brush that I just created, because I can go and select one of this brush over here and I can just go and create a copy. As you can see here, when I create a copy, we don't see anything. And that's a bug that we have in the landmass. And to solve this bug, I can go here in the landscape, the blueprint, and I'm gonna go in custom brush and create a brush. Then I'm gonna delete this brush. I'm gonna select the brush that I wanna copy again. And now the copy is gonna work. So that's just like a weird behavior that sometimes happen. And if that happened to you, you already know what to do. Right, so now we have a copy. And a copy is gonna make our life much easier because you don't need to go over all the process that we went here in this mountain. We just need to tweak a little bit. So it's faster doing that than create another mountain from scratch. But the problem that we have here, and it's because we have exactly the same mountain, right? But to change that is very easy because I can go and press R, for instance, and I can scale my mountain to any side that I want. I can go here and change its angle. So maybe this angle is gonna be like 30. So now everything's much different. You cannot tell that this mountain and this mountain are exactly same brush like 1 minute ago. And this way we can very quickly create our environment. But before you do that, actually I'm gonna go here and gonna delete this brush, and I'm gonna go back to this brush over here and gonna select the spy line, and here you're gonna select all the points. So doing that, you're gonna select all the points, and you have this option over here, close loop. So I'm gonna close the loop of the spy line just because I find easier to manipulate the size and the overall shape when you have this closed loop over here. And now that I did that, I'm gonna go back here, the brush itself, and I'm gonna create a copy again. Okay, so this copy now I can go in and I'm gonna go in and rotate a little bit, maybe something like that, and then I can go and maybe scale, place a little bit, make it bigger. Okay. Now we can go and use this blend mode. So if you go here and use the min, you can see that the interaction between the two mountains are very different now. The same of the max, but usually I think the additive in this case it's better, because usually it's offer a better blend between the two mountains. And you can see that this blend is automatically. Yeah, I think it's has a better blend using the additive. But yeah, definitely alpha blend is gonna work too. We just need to try to understand what are you looking for. We just have like slightly different kind of blends. So we're gonna try keep the additive. So yeah, of course I can change that later if I want because it is a no destructive workflow. So we're gonna go back to the C2, the landmass C2. And maybe I'm gonna decrease this angle a little bit. Can increase the offset now if I want. So you can see now that the offset is working. But I think without the offset is better. We could go there to the crow noise and try to manipulate a little bit to make the mountain slightly different. And maybe something like that. Okay, so I can work with these points as well. And now we have a good transition. So now I can grab this C2, not the point, but the brush. And then I'm going to create another copy like that. And then I'm going to place to the other side to start creating this valley. So again, I can rotate a little, move around. And here I want more space to create the lake, but we still can manipulate this brush. So maybe I can go here and create another point to make something like that. And maybe this point can be closer to the other mountains like that. Okay, I'm gonna push this point as well. And now we're gonna go to this brush over here. And I'm gonna create a copy. I'm gonna rotate. Then I'm gonna move. Just play a little bit around with the points like that. And now I start creating more or less a bed of a river. And here we have more space to create a lake. Okay guys, I think it's a good start. We are not done yet creating this environment. So we're gonna use the water system, and then probably later we're gonna use the sculpting tools to refine our environment. But basically we start to have some shape, right? And of course, maybe these mountains are too tall, so maybe I can go here in this last one. I'm gonna decrease this fall off angle to 30, maybe 35, something like that. And yeah, I have the overall shape of the terrain right now, but I think it's better for us, before I start to tweaking too much this environment, first add the river and the lake and set up them together. And after that, we can evaluate more whether we need to make more tweaks or not. Now I'm gonna leave you with our exercise. So I want you to go over the same process as I did here in this video. So we can create your new brushes if you want. That's completely fine. If you want to start from scratch, it's I think it's actually a good practice if you do. But if you want to do something faster, we can just go and keep copying different brushes and then just tweaking the scale and tweak the rotation and the size, adding a few other points. Maybe work a little bit with the fall off angle and the crow noise. And that's gonna make you have a completely different mountain very quick. So that is what I recommend you. So try to do that. Cover your environment with like new mountains and new landscapes the way you want to create your environment. And in the next video, I'm going to start using the water system to create rivers and lake. And again, I'm going to go over to show you all the properties and how can we work with the water system and the landmass together, because you can achieve very good results doing that. Okay, guys, so we have this exercise to you. And before I end this video, I'm gonna go here in the edit mode, plugins, and you need to enable the water system plugin. So I'm gonna type water, and you need to enable this one, water, and then the water extras, and also the water advanced. I'm activating these 3 plugins because sometimes you want to use some features, some properties, and I never know in which plugin we have the property that I want to use. So for me, it's better just like enable everything at once, and I'm gonna make sure that I have everything that I need to create the water system that I want. Okay, so as the landmass, you need to go here in Start Now, and when you do that, the water system is gonna be enabled and can start creating this river and the lake. So guys, that's it for this video, and see you in the next one.